All right, everybody. Good morning. Happy Friday. About to go ahead and go through the gappers this morning, see what we have to rock with. I know we already have a couple. We have one win this morning. I was going to say a couple. Have a break-even trade this morning on, forget what the stock was this morning, early. And then we got, I think it was FJ something. Anyways, we also have a little win there on Duo. So we have a break-even trade and a win there on Duo. Duo, we played from 151 to about 165 for a nice little easy win. Got about 10% on it, so not too bad. Not too bad at all. So starting the Friday green. Hopefully you guys were able to catch Duo with me there. It gave you like 10 minutes for an entry. I mean, it gave plenty of time for a proper entry. Could have even gotten filled lower than I did. If you nailed it down there in the 148s, you probably did even better. I was in there at 150, but either way, you probably did well if you're able to play it with me. So hopefully you guys are doing well this morning. Hopefully you're keeping your composure, not giving in to the FOMO out there, and just being smart. Just being smart, sticking to your plan today. We should have a pretty good day today. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of these FOMO gappers, so it's going to be a kind of interesting morning. Let's go ahead and go through the gappers here, see what we have to rock with going into the open. And cross our fingers. We've got something with some substance this morning. Yesterday morning, we had a lot of chop on FFIE. We scalped it a few times, made some money on it. We were up like 300 out of the gate yesterday morning on it. We had a nice play. Ultimately, it was choppy after that. I mean, it was choppy all morning after that until the afternoon came. And we were able to catch a 30% winner on FFIE. We were able to catch a 40% winner on CRKN. So a lot of these moves have been happening in the afternoons. So I'm hoping this morning we actually have some morning movement, some morning action that we can actually hop on and play decently. But, you know, just crossing my fingers. It is Friday. We'll have to see what we get. So it looks like from what I am observing on socials is that the volume from FFIE is going to start to disperse over into these other penny stocks. CRKN is a good example of one that they're starting to kind of circulate towards. So I'd be keeping an eye on CRKN off of some dips today if we can actually get up over the top of this wedge. So we do want to keep an eye on that. Again, I don't really like Duo anymore today. I liked it earlier. We had a nice little win from 150 to 165, but I don't like it again for later. But CRKN's a big watch for me today over the 200-day moving average. I really do want to keep an eye on this. This is the one that I think they're going to come for next. So if we can play this, I think we can do fairly well. Let's see. Nick, you played Duo from 151 to 164. Yeah, the volume was terrible, but that was kind of my edge in that. So I saw volume was kind of down to nothing down there at the lows, and it was right there hovering off that 140, and I was like, you know what, it keeps on getting bought up off of 140. Eventually, these buyers are going to start to come back in, and of course, that was the daily spot too. If you look at the daily, we had that daily level right there at like 138, so ended up working out for us. But yeah, that was kind of my edge there, is waiting for that volume to come in to sell into those buyers, and thankfully it worked out. Was anybody in here other than Nick able to capitalize on Duo from the 150 to 165 with us? Tammy, you did? You got it? Cool. It looked barcode? Yeah, so that was my edge in that. That was my edge in that. So, I like those setups. They take a little bit longer for them to work out. You know, that trade took about 10 minutes to actually get a move on. Didn't it break one yesterday? Yes, it broke one yesterday. Crazy stuff. But I think that volume on FFIE is going to come over to CRKN today, so we want to be watching that one pretty heavily out of the open. Not here, but out of the open today, I want to watch it. We have about 24 minutes, so I'm going to give it time. I want to see it set up for the day, and if once it does set up its direction, we can go ahead and hop on some pullbacks and try to ride her up. You're saying over 44s? Yeah, it'll be somewhere over 44. And we had 3 penny stocks I wanted to watch today from last night's watch list. FFIE was one for the move to 3. It's already hit 3 this morning. And the thing with FFIE is you're starting to run out of range. If you can get over 3 today, you've got room to 5. You know, I think that if you can get over 3, you might see 4 today. You might see 440 today. So we'll have to see what it does over 3. I don't like it anywhere at all below 3. The other thing with that too is at this point it's so overcrowded. Again, range is also limited. So the more we extend to the upside, the less range we have, the more likely this is to start to kind of chop around towards the highs. So eventually that volume is going to start to disperse elsewhere. And that's why I'm saying this run on FFIE was so big and there's so much interest in stocks right now, day trading. It's like it's mainstream again. You know it's mainstream. I had somebody in person walk up to me yesterday say, "Hey man, are you buying FFIE?" I was like, "Dude, like these brainless people come up about stocks. They have no idea what they're doing. They're just buying and holding these things, these penny stocks." And that's how you know day trading is mainstream again. It's like 2021 all over again. So whenever people start acting like that over a stock, that's probably the top. It's probably the top. So I think they're going to start to move somewhere else soon. So I'm looking at CRKN today as being that opportunity on my end. So hopefully that makes us a tradable move that we can actually catch and be a part of. So top watch for me, CRKN over the 44s. Have to see what it does out of the open, but that's, in my opinion, where that volume on FFIE is going to go today. FFIE will watch over 3. Got range to about 440 today. I don't think we're going to get 5. 5 is like that max range. I don't think we get over 5, personally, but we'll see if we can get over 3. We might have another play on it. So CRKN, FFIE, all the meme stocks are done. I've been saying they've been done for the past week, and now they're back pretty much where they started. GameStop hit 80 on Tuesday, and now it's back, about under 20 bucks now. So it's crazy stuff. But that's why it's so important to follow the trend, and that's why the boot camp this week is so important. Talking about what the front side is versus what the back side is. That way, you're never stuck fighting the trend of the market. All right, so far, gapper wise, all I'm really seeing that I love is CRKN and FFIE. Let me switch this over to penny stocks because I have it to where it's not even looking for stocks under $1 because I typically don't trade stocks below $1. But I will say right now in the market, it's a little bit of a different situation. So I'm allowing it. Yesterday we had about 80% profits in the afternoon. Yesterday we had 3 trades for a total of 80%. So the penny stocks are hot. They're liquid. They're tradable. They're predictable. Not really a reason to be leaving them alone right now, at least in my opinion. So AKAN today is another penny stock as well. It's right under the 200-day moving average, which I find some problems with just because range might be a problem. You got pretty much range back to the PM highs. Over that, you've got the range here to about 50 cents. So you might have something here on AKAN to watch as well. So we'll take a look at that out of the open, see if it doesn't have any opportunities as well. A lot of these we just want to see kind of where this volume on FFIE is going to start to circle to next. And again, I think it's going to be CRKN, but it's so hard to tell. We're better off just waiting and waiting and waiting until we actually get that confirmation and see which one starts to get that volume. BRSH doesn't have a whole lot of range. SLNA also not much range on this either. GWAV not much range either, just up into the top of that gap. So still, I think CRKN is kind of that one stock today that I think that volume might go to, but it's just so hard to say because there's like 50 penny stocks up this morning. So until we actually see the volume start to funnel into one of these stocks, there's no telling which one's going to be the next big one. So we're going to have to just sit back and wait and at least have the main ones on watch here, like CRKN and AKAN. All of these little turd stocks, these little sympathy plays that, are up on a little bit of volume this morning. I'll just leave them alone. Peggy could be good, though. Take a look at Peggy here. A lot of range. PEGY, a lot of range. I'd be watching it over yesterday's high of 1850. Peggy over 1850 has a lot of range. That's not a bad look. The only concern here would be looking at it off the 19.6 as well. You might find some liquidity up here. But I would still be watching it over the highs from yesterday, regardless. You got a lot of range here. I believe the float here is relatively small. It's actually fat, 85 million shares. 85 million share float on Peggy, so might not be one that I play today. It's a little bit too thick for me, at least for it to do anything off of FFIE, but we'll still take a look. I swear every gapper this morning is a penny stock. I mean, look at this. I'm scrolling through the gap list. Every single one is a penny stock, except for maybe 5. BEKE. This is a crypto name, isn't it? China name. I believe it's a China crypto related name. I'm not, could be wrong. Whole lot of penny stocks. Robinhood up big this morning. Scores double upgrade from Bank of America on rising retail engagement. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I don't like trading Hood though. Price action blows. So I hate to say it, but today's going to be a penny stock Friday, which is so funny coming from me because I typically, for myself, I've got rules. I don't trade stocks below $1, but whenever they're like this, we make some exceptions. Whenever they're predictable, whenever they're liquid, whenever they're easy to play, got to make some exceptions. So that's exactly what we've been doing all week. Thankfully, it's been paying off pretty well. Silver up huge this morning. Look at PAAS. My only concern, though, is playing these metal names. They all usually trade like just absolute dookie. Seriously. I have never seen a metal name that trades decent. They have these little choppy, barcodey gap up days, and it's like there's no way to play it. It looks like PAAS is the one to watch off of silver this morning, but again, I don't like how they trade. I don't like how they trade, and this is at 52-week highs as well. So, yeah, no volume. So the only gappers that I like this morning, again, we got CRKN. Make sure all these are pulled up on your screens. CRKN, FFIE, AKAN, and PEGY. And we've also got some setups on the nightly watch list, but most of them are already on this list here. I will say AKAN looks pretty good. It does look pretty good. So we'll probably play that one today. You got range to 50 cents, like I mentioned earlier. Duo's curling back here as well. And that was such a nice play earlier on Duo. We took it. I mean, that was awesome. That was awesome. I love those plays where it's just stress-free. You're pretty much just sitting there waiting for buyers to circle back to it. And whenever you actually see that thesis get confirmed, you see those buyers start to come back to it there, it's just such a good feeling. You know, it's such a good feeling. So that was a fun one earlier. I don't like it anymore today, though, on Duo. You got range on it, but unless it really starts to go again, probably going to leave it alone. And the range is kind of wild on it, too. The range is kind of wild on it. If you look at Duo, now that you're over like, what, you're at 160 here? You know, at this point, it's got room to the 180s, which it's already tested this morning. And then back to 2s. But again, I don't like it. So we have these 4 to watch right now. Let's see here. Nightly watch list. We also wanted to watch SNOA today, which hasn't really started to move yet. But I still wanted to keep an eye on it if it did start to get some volume. I wanted to watch it personally over 36 cents. So this is just another one of those penny stocks that I would just keep on your radar. You know, this reminds me, it was back in 2021. We had a similar penny stock rally. And it got to the point where there was like 10 stocks that were below $1. That's it. There was only 10 stocks below $1. And then once it got down to the last 10 stocks that were below $1, everybody just started funneling volume into those 10 stocks. So it was literally a for sure thing, and this sounds so silly. You could buy any stock below $1 and it would pump. It would pump up to $1. Everybody was chasing these stocks over $1. I don't know why that was a thing, but it was so easy. It went on for like 2 weeks. I don't know if that's going to happen this time. I don't know, because we've got so many penny stocks now. I mean, everything's beat down. Back then it was a little bit different. It was a little bit different. We didn't have quite as much turds out there. I mean, right now you have 479 stocks below $1, so it's not going to happen this time. But back then you only had like maybe 10 or 20 that were actually below $1, and everything pumped. So that's what this kind of reminds me of, but I don't, yeah, obviously we're not going to get that same thing again, but man, that was crazy. All right, so going into the open today, we got 5 setups. All of them are penny stocks. So brace yourself for sure. But it should be a fun day. So we have about 13 minutes until the bell. Nothing but penny stocks. Nothing but them because there's nothing else that is on our gap scan this morning aside from penny stocks. At least not that I saw. I'll do a quick scan real quick for stuff that is not penny stocks and make sure we're not missing anything because I would like to have something that maybe is not one. But I didn't see much. I know we had docs up this morning, but don't like that. Yeah, I mean, I think that we're going to have to settle for pennies this morning just because that's where all the volume is. Just have to be super, super picky, wait for direction on these names. And I think we should have some good opportunity. It's been a good week, too. Yeah, okay. Stick to the pennies. Oh, that's pretty cool. Look at this. Did not know I could do that. So there's your top stocks there to be watching today. So we'll see what we got. See what we got. We got Duo kind of already over with, but the rest of these look super, super good. All right, we have about 10 minutes. Make sure all of your charts are pulled up, ready to go. Nothing but penny stocks today, which is crazy, but should be a fun time. Do I trade large caps? I do. But in this market right now, it would be nonsensical for me to not watch these stocks that are, you know, so hot right now. Yesterday we played NVIDIA twice. Played it from 9:53 to about 9:58. I think we played it the other day too. Played on the 15th too. Just played it past 2 days. But yeah, whenever we don't have stuff like this and small caps, yeah, for sure. I very rarely trade penny stocks. Like I said, it's against my rules typically, but whenever they're hot, they're hot. So gotta take advantage. Feel like you're back in lockdown. That's what it feels like. It's a weird, like we went all of a sudden from being slow for like 8 weeks, all of a sudden, boom, tons of volume out of nowhere. And it's kind of perfect timing too, because in 10 days or 11 days, they're switching that settlement period from T+2 days for cash accounts to T+1. So there's going to be even more volume in the markets coming up soon as well, which is going to be, like I said, it's just crazy timing. It's crazy timing. So that's going to be good stuff too. If you do have a cash account, you're going to be able to take twice as many trades pretty much. So it's going to be good stuff. Well, if you're disciplined, it's going to be ugly too if you're not disciplined, but if you're disciplined, it'll be good. All right, we have about 9 minutes. Make sure you're ready to go. Charts all pulled up, marked up, ready to go. But yeah, if we do see some large caps moving today out of the open, I'll play those two. I'll play those two. I just don't see too many with news this morning, and that's the only thing why of course, we only really trade news and stuff like that. So if we see something gap, we can play it. Reddit, I do not like. No, I see Reddit in the chat. I do not like Reddit. What are you looking at over there on Reddit for today? What's your plan? Do you think they will revert it? No. Will it cause more workload? More workload for who? OpenAI partnership news. Yeah, focus on the chart, not the news. If the chart's there, play it. All you got is news and you have a bad chart, yeah, leave it alone. Trying to catch up on the chat real quick. It'll give them more. No. Brother, somebody is not at the desk sitting here saying, "Oh, Juan just placed a trade. Let's settle his funds in 2 days," and doing it all doing it all manually. No, that's not how it works. It's all automated. Yeah, you don't have Patricia sitting in the back room somewhere settling your funds for you. You got computer upgrades. Who knows, brother? I wish I give you a proper answer on that, but it's all automated. Nobody's sitting there settling your funds for you. It's no different than just how, whenever you deposit funds, it takes about 3 days to get to your account. And who knows? Maybe who knows? Patricia. Yeah, that's just like I feel like everybody's got a Patricia. Like you got an accountant or a secretary, it's probably Patricia or Linda or something, Maybe they gave her a raise and she said, "Here, Juan, here, you can trade tomorrow now instead of waiting until, Tuesday." And Patricia's always a carrot. Yeah, pretty much. All right, you guys over on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and shut you guys down. Get ready for the open today. Hopefully we have a good day today. Should be a good day. Should be a fun day. A lot of penny stocks out there moving. So, or should we have a free day today? What do you guys think? Maybe I'll let you guys watch. Maybe we'll have a free day today. Why not? Why not? Let's do it. It's Friday. So be it. You need Patricia to give you the same day settlements. There you go. Oh my. All right, about 5 minutes, guys. Yeah, one, I haven't posted it only because the setups are pretty much the same as the ones on the nightly watch list. FFIE, CRKN, SNOA. The only thing new is AKAN. So I'm probably not going to post it just because. Keep it simple. You're going to have so much fun. Oh, goodness. Well, don't go into the open think you're going to have so much fun because you might not have so much fun, then it might get kind of ugly. So, you never know. We can come into today and these things can start to just dump off the highs and there can be nothing to play. So make sure you come in with proper expectations as always. It is a normal trading day. It is Friday. It is probably going to be slower than the past couple of days. So stay picky. Wait for the setups to come to you today. Do not chase and force anything. If there's something for us to play, we'll be there playing it. If there's not, we'll sit back and keep our money that we've made this week and go into the weekend happy. So just be smart, guys. But again, FFIE, need to see it over $3. Over $3, you got the room to 5. Over there on CRKN, we're also watching out of the bell over 44. But do not chase any breakouts. Be smart, be safe, and be responsible. You got 2 minutes. Do not chase anything. It's not worth giving back your gains for the week, blowing up your account just because you want to chase and have FOMO. Stick to your rules, trade like you always would. Oh, you're talking about meeting Karen. Karen's going to be fun. Okay. Well, there you go. Thought you were talking about the market today. Well, that's better. I'll let you have fun with Karen. Just, don't have too much fun in the market today. Keep it picky. Look for the small base hits. If anybody in here is an ape for whatever reason, well, be careful. Be careful. Make sure you've taken out your initial investment if you are just hodling these things. And raise that stop loss. Penny stocks looking good into the open. CRKN testing 43 cents. Again, we want to watch it over 44 out of the bell. I think that FFIE volume comes over to CRKN if that FFIE does start to dry up. So definitely keep your eyes over here on it. What's an ape? Nick, when did you start trading, brother? Did you start trading this year? Back in 2021, apes were the ones that were sitting there holding and hoping on the GameStop and AMCs. Apes are pretty much just people that come in with no plan, gambling, load their whole account into a play and hope for the best. That's an ape. You're thinking about taking FFIE here? See, I'd just be so careful, brother. With 3 right overhead, I don't know if I'd be doing that. CRKN, I feel like what's going to happen is FFIE is going to pop up over 3, grab liquidity over $3, and knife back below 3. And after that happens, you're going to start to see the volume over there disperse from FFIE over to the other penny stocks like CRKN. And you've got to keep in mind, FFIE has been seeing like, what, 1 billion shares of volume a day? So all of that liquidity has to go somewhere. And you figure that's a $3 stock on FFIE, and it saw over 1 billion shares of volume yesterday. Right? That's billions of dollars worth of liquidity. So when that goes somewhere else, you're going to start to get some more moves out there. So I'm thinking that's going to be CRKN today, but I could very well be wrong. But again, don't chase any breakouts here at the bell. Market is now open. Let's wait for some dips and see if we can't play something here. Again, CRKN over 44 cents is the main watch for me. And I'd also be keeping an eye over there on FFIE over $3. Do not chase. Sit back and be patient. Sit back and be patient. Again, if we start to knife on FFIE, I think the volume goes to CRKN. We shall see what happens. Notice FFIE is knifing, but CRKN is holding up well. Look at the difference here. CRKN trying to move over 43, here's 44 breaking. Keep an eye on CRKN, guys. Notice the difference here. Notice the strength on CRKN versus the weakness on FFIE. Notice the difference. Watch for dips on CRKN. Watch for dips. Watch for dips. Watch for dips. Again, watch for the first dip on CRKN. Don't chase the breakout. Let's see how it sets up here. Do not chase the breakout. Do not chase the breakout. Notice that volume is dispersing over to CRKN just like we said that it would. I'm watching for the first dip. I know it's kind of crazy right now, but I want to give this time set up for me so I can get the entry that I really want here, which I'm hoping to get a nice little pullback down into maybe the mid-40s. I'm watching it closely. Again, just be patient. Be patient. That volume is definitely doing what I figured that it would, but again, I'm just being patient, waiting for the proper pullback that I want. Waiting for it to base. Daily range here was, what did we say range was? On CRKN. 55. Man, massive knife. Never took an entry on it yet. Taking some here at 46 on CRKN. Again, I'm in at 46 on CRKN for the move back up towards highs. I'm in at 46 cents on CRKN. Stop loss in place at 44. Looking for the curl back up towards the highs on CRKN. Again, I'm in at 46. Looking for the curl back up towards highs. Back over 50. Here we go. Selling a half, 51.30. Quick $250 of profit. Stops at break even. Stops at break even. Really quick little curl there. Really quick little curl there for a quick 200 bucks. Again, stop loss is at break even for me at 46 cents over here on this. I've already locked in 2/3 of my position here. So far, 46 to 51 for a really, really quick profit. Stop loss raised now to entry, guys. Stop loss been raised to my entry. If it does knife, I will be out. But so far, really, really quick profit. Put that stop loss in place at your entry. In the meantime, I'm going to look elsewhere. But put that stop loss at your entry. So far, 46 to 51 for a really, really easy play off that dump. Put the stop loss in place at your entry. It's got range back up to 54, 55. But do not get greedy. Do not get greedy. We nailed the pullback on that. We nailed the pullback for a really quick base hit. Now all you have to do is place stop loss at your break-even price. If it goes higher, you make more money. Guess what? If it doesn't, okay, we're out with our profit. Here's 51 again. Again, I've got a third left in CRKN, guys. I've got a third left with a stop loss in place at my entry. A hard stop loss, physical stop loss. Keep that thing at your entry price, guys. That was a solid pullback entry. Here's 52. 52's now on CRKN. I've got a quarter left now at 52 cents. So far, 46 to 52 on CRKN. Oop. Here we go, 53's. I've got a quarter left, guys. Here we go, 54. Up $350 total now. Back to the high of day. Selling more. I've got a fifth left. I've got a fifth left. That's how it's done, dude. 46 to 54, just like that, right off the dump. Bought it right off the dump back towards its opening low. Stop loss being raised now to 50.9. Here's 55. I think we're going to halt, dude. This thing is solid, man. This is absolutely solid. There's 56 testing the high of day. Can we get the break? Can we get the break? Make sure your stop loss is in place over your entry. Here's new highs testing 55.50. Dude, we absolutely crushed it on this. We crushed it on this. Make sure you've only got a little bit left. Make sure you've taken some profit up here. Only have a little bit left. Beautiful play, man. Close to 400 bucks of profit total on this. Here's 56. Here's 56. 56.50. I've got 15% left now in this trade. And I'm just trimming up in the profits here. We caught it from the very low all the way up to the highs here for the retest of the high of day. Let's see if we can get the break of the highs. Stop loss in place now at 51 cents. Stop loss in place at 51 cents. That was absolutely beautiful. High of day testing. Here we go. New high of day now in CRKN. Stop loss in place now at 54 cents. And I've got runners left now. Runners left now from 46 cents to 58 cents now on CRKN. 59s. Again, just runners left, guys. Runners left and CRKN. Who caught this with me, dude? Who caught CRKN? Holy crap. 46 to 60 so far, guys. And I just have runners left, so we're pretty much just playing with profits now for fun, seeing what it wants to do. But what an awesome play there after the open. 46 to 60 cents to lock in a nice Friday. And here's the old dumpage. But again, just have runners left. Whatever happens, happens. I've already locked in most of my gains, so I'm not really too concerned. So we'll see what happens here. If it stops me out, I'll be out with my good profit there, and we will sit back and see what else wants to move for us. But I'm going to leave my stop loss in place there right at the 9 EMA, right there at 52 cents. And if it hits, I'll be out and move on to the next setup. It's super, super nice play. Peggy, next play. Peggy's not too bad. It's just the float's huge and it trades like crap. Price action's horrible. I'm out of CRKN with my profit now. Moving on. Please be careful on FFIE over $3. They are going to try and trap longs over 3 before that starts to make a move. So please give it time. Do not chase. Give it time. If it breaks over that 3 out of the halt, then it resumes and it bases over it. It confirms buyers over 3. Then we can look to play it, but do not just chase it over 3. I see the chat getting a little bit rambunctious. Again, guys, please be smart. Do not trade like it's any other day than a typical trading day. Just keep it smart. I know it's exciting, but try and keep it under control because that excitement can lead to some pretty nasty things. I just want to keep you kind of level-headed. Be smart. It's Friday. Make your money, but do it in a smart way. Again, I will watch FFIE out of the halt over 3. If we do see a decent resumption there and a decent base over 3, then I'll look to play it. Otherwise, I'm going to be leaving it alone. Super happy with CRKN, though. That was awesome. 46 to 60 cents. And the awesome part about it, too, is we had such tight risk. I mean, we were in at 46 something and risking 44, and we had hardly any risk, right, compared to what we were able to at least capture there. So 46 to 60, pretty much 59.90 on CRKN. This morning we got Duo from 151 to 165. So far this morning we've got 2 nice plays. Being patient, though, being picky. Being patient, being picky, but it is a big green Friday as of right now. Your broker lags on these? No. No, that's not normal, no. Your broker shouldn't lag with these stocks. It could be your internet or your computer. Could be one of the two. There's the resumption on FFIE. Kind of a weak resumption, guys. Again, it's going to try to trap longs over 3, so please be careful. It's going to try to trap longs over 3, so please be careful. Do not chase it right over 3. That is a weak resumption. Let's see what happens here. 3 is the number to break. Do not chase it over 3. Do not chase it over 3. That is a weak resumption out of the halt. There's the knife down 2 5s. Again, the higher this thing gets, the choppier it's going to get. The higher it gets, the choppier it's going to get. But do not chase it over 3. If you're going to play it over 3, we've got to wait for it to base. Confirm buyers over 3. Do not chase that initial candle over $3. If it does break here, be very cautious. Here's 298. Here's 299. 3 testing. Watch the quick grab of liquidity over $3. It's going to pop up, hit 3. Should see a knife back down. Trap longs over 3. Again, do not take the break of 3. Taking CRKN one more time here at 51 cents. Risking 50. What do I want to risk here? I'm trying to find the level here. 40. What is that? 47 off VWAP. Risk VWAP here. 47 cents. 47.50. 47.50 risking here on CRKN. Playing with profits from the first trade. Again, playing with profits from the first trade. See if we can get this curl back higher. If you get the dispersion of volume, again, we should get this move. But if not, again, just playing with profits. Volume is wild. There's no doubt about it, but keep it smart. Don't oversize. We did amazing on the first trade from 46 up to 60 cents. Again, I'm just playing with profits with a little bit smaller size here on the re-entry, seeing if we can get the curl back up into the 54s. And if not, keep a stop loss in place at that 47.50 if it does not curl for us. FFIE is sitting here still trying to go, but it's just struggling under $3. And again, if it does start to pop, do not chase it over 3. Make sure stop loss is in place on CRKN. Might be my first loss today there. First loss of the day on CRKN from 50 cents down to 47.50. After the big win at the bell on CRKN from 46 to 60. Reddit starting to look good here finally. I didn't like it this morning in pre-market, but it's actually starting to set up pretty well here on the 1-minute breakout. Take a look and see what it wants to do over the break of the highs. Watching it for now, no entry. So far today, a win on CRKN from 46 to 60. We have a win on Duo from 151 to 165, and a loss on CRKN from 50 to 47.50. So one loss and two decent-sized wins. Again, do not play Reddit yet. I want to wait and see what it wants to do. But I'm keeping an eye on it. FFIE downside. Nice trap off of 3. Of course, you got CRKN also starting to give back its gains as well. Keeping an eye on Reddit here over the daily high break back here over 64.60. Looks like it can go, but just watching it here, I'm a little bit concerned about the PM highs that back there at 166.40, so it kind of limits your range to the upside. What did I say? FFE. Yeah, it's got range to 3. That's about it. If it can't get over 3, I wouldn't even worry about the range overhead. Yeah, if it can't get over 3, don't even worry about what's next. Again, be smart, guys. Do not run around chasing. Just be smart. Don't get FOMO or anything. Be smart. Take a look at Robinhood. Robinhood trying to break over previous day's high after that news this morning. Had a big old upgrade after the recent shift into the retail engagement. It's got room to about 1960, over 1960, room to about 20 and 2050. So you've got 50-cent intervals overhead. Be watching it off the opening print around 18.99. Keep an eye on Robinhood off the dips. Going to be looking at it off of about 18.99, 18.95-ish. You bought Reddit at 62. It will reach 66.50. I would be careful, brother. That range there is kind of tricky. I'm not so much a fan of Reddit, just because of the pre-market highs. Keeping an eye on the dips here on Hood, guys. I'd love to play down there off of VWAP. Taking Hood here, risking 25 cents a share. Again, I'm in Hood, risking 25 cents a share, 19.19. Looking for the move back over the highs here on the curl. Here's new high of day now on Robinhood. Here we go, 19.30, a quick $100 already. Sold a fifth up here at 19.29 was the fill on the exit there at the top. I don't really want to see this fake back out off the highs here, if I'm being honest. Stop loss in place at my entry, 19.20. I'll just look to play dips again if it comes back. I want to see this follow through on the 1 minute here. If it doesn't, I'll take my small profit and move on to the next one. Again, I'll play dips if it does pull back again, but at this point, I just want to try and let it hold over my entry. If not, I'll just lock in my gains and move on. Small profit on it. I'm going to look for more dips on hood. If you want an entry at 1895, what is the risk? I'm not sure what you're asking. What stock are you looking at? You're saying if you want an entry at 1895, what is the risk? I'm not sure what you're asking. I'm not entirely sure. See, we wanted to risk 1895. I didn't want to look for an entry at 1895. So I'm not sure what you mean, what the risk would be there. I just want to keep on watching it off of dips. If I can get it lower, like maybe 1910, 19 bucks maybe, I'll be able to take a bit more size and try to keep on scalping it. I like the setup. It's just, there's no need for me to sit there and let it break up through highs and then come back and fake me out. So I'd rather stop myself out at entry there at the last bit and then just look for a re-entry. Which I think I'm also a little bit hesitant to trade this just because I don't like hood trading how it trades typically, but it's not bad today. I'm going to keep watching it off the dips. So far today, though, we have a big win on CRKN, thankfully. But a lot of these stocks, a lot of these gappers are just sideways so far. Pretty much all of your penny stock gappers are doing nothing after the bell. Thankfully, we nailed CRKN after open. We did amazing on it. But everything else, kind of slow. Kind of slow. Everything's just sideways. And we're going to sit here for a little bit longer this morning, most likely, just because I want to see if they start to move around lunchtime again. And then we'll wrap it up. But I'm just super grateful for the first trade on it this morning. Looks like it wants to go. I'm just watching it here. Again, I think my hesitation with hood just boils back down to not usually liking how it trades. Price action generally sucks. Taking hood here one more time at 1930, risking 1918, about 10 cents a share risk. Again, risking 10 cents a share. If it hits stops, I'll just be done with it for the day. Kind of lousy. Kind of lousy. I think biggest thing there with Hood, trying to play a simple 1 minute breakout up there when it's super, super grindy. Not the best thing to do. Not the best thing to do. So overall today, only red ticker for me is Hood. Overall green on CRKN, green on Duo. But I am red on Hood. FFIE curling off the double bottom there after the open. It still might get back to 3 later, but again, it's just like, as we get closer and closer to 3, you have no range to the upside. You've got no range to the upside. So I guess from here, you have maybe 20 cents of range back to the 3. The only way that would really make sense to play it at this point is watching enough dips down there off of the 240. For the test of 3. Again, watch it to play it here back up to $3, guys. Watch it from here back up to 3, risking 240. Watch the move back up to $3. Trying to keep an eye on everything else at the same time here, but keep on watching those dips down at the 2.6s off of 2.4 for the move back up to 3. Might be able to get a little reversal back up towards the retest. There's just so much retail interest. I feel like it could definitely get that move back up towards that area later. Again, watch the dumps off of 2.4 for an entry. Took a little bit there at 266 on FFIE. Again, risking down there at the lows. Just in small for now. Look, possibly add if we do get some confirmation off the lows. Just in small. Stop loss for me is currently at 247 on FFIE. Here's 268, 267. See if we can get back up our VWAP here and reclaim up into the 27s. Here's 269. 270. Here we go, guys. Sold a little bit at 270 from a 266 entry. Don't get greedy. Just scalping it. Again, don't get greedy. As you get the move back up into strength, just keep on taking profits on it, like we just did at 270. You can rinse and repeat, just like we've been doing with a lot of these choppy penny stocks the past few days. Back to 270 again. Again, every time you get some buyers coming in, just take some profits. Take advantage. Here's 271, selling more up here. Here's 272. I've now sold a third. Half sold at 272 now. Do not get greedy. We're getting a nice move here. Here's 274, 275. Boom, guys. Boom, guys. A third left at 283, and we're getting a beautiful squeeze now. We are getting a beautiful squeeze now. 280s, stop loss in place at break even. Stop losses in place at break even. Beautiful. Beautiful, guys. Again, stop loss is now in place at entry. So far, about 400 bucks of profit on this thing total as well. And again, just have a third left now. This is a risk-free trade. Let's see if we can retest 3. If not, we've already taken a good bit of profits up here as well. Again, stop loss is in place at my entry. Stop loss is in place at my entry, guys. Beautiful trade off the dips. Beautiful trade. Here's 285s. Can we retest 3? Let's see. Again, just a third left here. Manage your risk. Don't get greedy. We had an entry here at 266. We've already got a 20-cent per share move. About up 10% so far. But again, we want to see the break of 290 to retest 3. I figured we get the retest, but I don't know if we're going to get the follow through up to 3. I doubt it. I doubt it. So again, don't get greedy. Put that stop loss in place at your entry. Take a good bit of profits here and see what happens. It's all fun money. It's a free trade now. Here's 284 is breaking. I've got a quarter left now at 284. Again, I've got a quarter left at 284 for my 266 entry. Stop losses in place at my entry still with a quarter left. Did anybody catch the dip entry there on FFIE with me? Let me know. Super, super nice. Read it with the knife. I did not like that thing at all. Super, super ugly under the pre-market highs. So far today, we've got one, well, pretty much we're only red on hood. We've got 3 greens on 3 other tickers, though. When it got pushed up. Well, FFIE gave a lot of time for entry. We took an entry, it was at 10 o'clock, and it didn't move until about 10:06. So thankfully, it gave a lot of time for entry, even lower than my entry, too. I mean, it pulled back down to about 256, you know? So it gave a lot of time and a lot of nice spots for entries, too. What was the entry? It was 266. At 10 o'clock. Gave it a lot of time for entry. Well, we're doing awesome today so far, that's for sure. We've gotten back-to-back wins on these penny stocks. We did have one big win out of the open from 46 cents to 60 cents on CRKN. Gave a little bit of that back on the re-entry, but then you came back here to FFIE and boom, another win here as well. So we'll see if we can't follow through here with the stop loss in place at our entry price. If not, no harm. You know, we've already taken a good bit of our profits already out. We've already taken 3/4 of our position out of the trade. So if it goes, we get new highs. If it doesn't, we're out with our profits. So Stoy, and the reason why that wouldn't have worked is because, look, you'd be risking pretty much the backside of that move there. So you wanted to hold that uptrend there out of the open. Which I can just show you on the screen here as well. I don't know why I sent a screenshot. So again, just holding a quarter of my position. A little bit less than a quarter, but holding this a little bit less than a quarter. Wanting to see if we can't get this move higher, and I'll look to add over 3 if we can. But right now, though, 266 to 284 so far for the first 3 quarters. Hopefully you guys are doing well today so far. So far, we are sniping these penny stocks pretty well. So far, green on CRKN, green on Duo, and green on FFIE. Oh, my phone is going off without me. There we go. Pulling back the VWAP here. We're retesting. Let's see if we can pull back away. If not, I'll get stopped out the rest of my entry. Just have a little bit left anyway, so no harm. Again, no harm. Do not get greedy. Worst case, we just close this with some profit. Best case, we get new highs. Worst case, we're out with profit. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. We're doing awesome today. All right, well, while that's working, I want to look elsewhere. Is there anything else moving here? Again, leaving a stop loss in place at my entry, I'm going to look elsewhere in the meantime. Only have about a fifth left over there on that thing on FFIE, but if it does go, cool, make some more money. If not, made a quick 450 on that trade there. That was awesome. Didn't have a whole lot of risk. We had risk from about 266 down to about 248. So, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Here's the curl off of VWAP on FFIE, starting to find some buyers again, back to 280. Yep, AKAN is going, and it is not too late. So whenever you look at these things and you say it's too late, you instantly kind of just clock out of the setup. But I don't think it's too late here. I don't think it's too late here. Watch the dips on it. Obviously, prime entry was back there at 42 cents, but watch the dips. You've got range here to about 70 cents. Watch the dips. We're also getting a move on FFIE back to 280s as well, but watch the dips on AKAN, guys. Let's see what it wants to do here off the pullbacks. Now that we're cracking up through the 48-cent area, you got some decent range. I wish it was a little bit more liquid. It's got plenty of volume, but the way that it's trading, it's just kind of weird. What's the float? 30 million shares, so it's a little bit fatter than... Oh, no. Not too bad. Hood finally going off of VWAP. Go figure. I wanted that thing off of VWAP, but... Of course, took a little bit of a higher entry on it. A little bit sloppy. Again, AKAN, look at the dips off of 47 cents. It's got range to about 70 cents. Also waiting for the curl over here on FFIE as well from our 266 entry on that. So we are nice and green there. And watching for dips over here on AKAN. Just watching until it sets up decently. Taking some small AKAN here at 54. Looking for the break of the high of day. Oh my god, what a quick pop. What a quick pop. Quick 180 bucks. Already de-risked and sold a half at 58 cents. These penny stocks are just stupid, dude. I mean, seriously ignorant. I'm just taking these things, de-risking it as soon as I get in it whenever I get that one-to-one move. And just letting profits ride. So worst case, I'll be out with profits on AKAN as well. Being that I did sell half up there into profit. I'm going to go and de-risk a little bit more up here. I don't like this thing too much up here. Made about 150 bucks on it. Sold a little bit more at my entry price. Want to see how it holds up off the 90 MA. Bid is thick at 53 cents. Again, I just want to see it set up a little bit longer here for me before I look to add back. Okay. Added back a little bit at 54. Again, I added back at 54. See if we can get the break at 58. '57's testing. A lot of volume on it. Starting to get kind of heavy off the 90 MA. Back to 54.50 here, back to 55. Here's 55, 57. 57 testing high of day. Selling a half a back at the high of day again. Here we go, stop loss in place at entry. Here's 58 cents. Again, stop loss in place at my entry, guys. A quick 150 bucks again. Stops at entry. Do not let it flip on you, dude. Please do not let it flip on you. Put a stop at your entry. If you're out, you're out. I just got stopped out for profit myself. I don't know about you guys, but, you know, I added back at 54. We got a quick pop back up to 57.50. Quick took a little bit of profits up there for a little scalp. Another super little easy trade. That's why you can't get greedy on these things, dude. Made money on it. You know, made money on it, but you got to be quick and you can't hesitate. You got to say, well, I don't want to sell here because what if it goes higher? What if it goes to 70 cents? You know, you just got to be smart. You got to be smart. We tested the high of day. We obviously found sellers off the high of day. It confirmed our thesis. Time to raise those stops just in case it does fake us out, which it did there. So in that case, able to lock in some profits, at least make some, you know, small change. Made about 150 bucks total on it. Thought we'd get a little bit more, but sadly it didn't follow through. But either way, traded it well. Either way, traded it well. So overall, some small profits on AKAN from 54 to about 57. Nothing crazy, but at least got something out of it. Did anybody play AKN? And if you did you make any money on it? Only thing is, with setups like that, it kind of popped quickly at first. So that's one of those, you just got to be patient, wait for the dips down to the proper entry. In that case, it did pull back to 53 and 54 a few times where I did add back at 54. Thankfully, we got a curl back up off the 90 MA, back up to 57 before it started to knife, and we were able to take some more profits out. So about a half up there at the high, and then raise stops to break even to make it a risk-free trade. So really protected our profits there, thankfully. But super, super quick, not much. But again, made a quick 100 and something bucks. Y'all did? Cool. Yeah, as long as you don't chase, as long as you wait for the proper entry and don't get greedy, you'll probably make some money. Go figure, Hood is going. I really wanted that off of VWAP today, and I kind of fumbled it myself. I've traded everything else perfectly today except for Hood. Everything else, I love how I traded today, except for Hood. I took it a little bit too high, looking for a 1 minute breakout because it had so much volume back there out of the highs. And I wanted to see a quick 1 minute breakup through 1930 rather than waiting for the pullback down the VWAP. Kind of fumbled the bag there, but can't do it all perfect, you know? So it's going to happen, but would have liked to have traded it differently. It's just one of those, it is what it is, moments. Maybe setting up again. I don't know. That seller off of that 57's kind of put me back a little bit. I would avoid it. I would avoid it. Wait for something new. If there is anything new. So far today, we're doing super, super well. The only red ticker we have today is on Hood. That's it. And if I would have just been patient, could have been green on everything today. Could have been green across the board. But trading well, it's only, it's unfortunate. A lot of these names like FFIE, we made good money on FFIE today, but look how sideways it is. We traded it super well. We played it from 264, 265-ish up into the 280s. But it's just been so range bound right under that 3. And like we said earlier, the higher those things get, the choppier they get. So below under 3, it's got no range. There's no incentive to the upside, barely, until you get back over 3. And even over 3, it's only got range to 5, which I know sounds like a lot, but whenever it's up over 1,000% in the last week, it's really not a significant amount to call it really incentive on this. $3,000%, whatever it is, FFIE on backside. No, the overall trend of that is still major front side. I'm talking about the overall trend of the stock is still major front side. If you're talking about like since the open, yeah, backside since the open, but overall trend is still front. Let me know so far today. It is about the hat. Well, it's actually 10:25. I thought it was only 10 o'clock. Let me know if you're green or red today so far, guys. Today so far, we played CRKN from 46 to 60. We played Duo from 151 to 165. Played CRKN for a loss and gave back some of the first profits from 50 to 47.50. Had a little loss on Hood, and then we played FFIE for a win from 266 to 284, and then a small win on AKAN from 54 to 57. So far today, though, not really much opportunity. It is Friday, and a lot of these gappers have pretty much, I guess, done what they really wanted to do. And for that reason, there has not been a whole lot going on, unfortunately. But let me know real quick if you guys are green or red. There's about 40 of y'all in here. I know it's a smaller crowd today because it is Friday and there's not much moving, but still let me know. Just take 5 seconds, say, are you green or red? If you're red, that's okay. We can talk about why maybe you're red, something you might have struggled with today, and we can help you. Got some small green, medium green, small green. Yeah, that's kind of what I expect today. There's not a whole lot going on. A lot of our gappers are just sideways. So I am not surprised. It's better than red. A lot of people, you figure, go out there on a day like today whenever there's so much FOMO in the market, and they just start chasing things and over trading things. I would be pretty big green on the day right now had I been more patient with Hood. Again, that's my only red stock of the day. Would have been a lot bigger green today. But you can't expect to trade everything perfectly. So that's kind of one of those things where, with you guys too, if you go into a trading day and you make a mistake, sometimes you just got to brush it off and say, you know what? Can't be perfect. So, I wish I was more patient on it. Would have been big green, but Is what it is. ASTS with a nice move today over daily highs from yesterday. Moving up into supply, though, on the daily. So we have supply here from 470 up to about 510. So do not play that to the upside. You have zero range. SNOA in the dumpster. Duo, choppy as heck. FFIE backside for the morning. You've been taking L, so you're learning the size down. Yeah, that's important. Size is absolutely key. Size is absolutely key. People think they'll make more money with more size, but in reality, you'll actually make more with trading with less size because you can actually execute properly. You're not going to be so, scared in your positions to hurry up and get in, get out, protect your money quite as much. So you'll be able to let your stuff run. You won't hesitate as much to take losses. So by trading the smaller size, you'll probably make more money. See, what's so weird is like the past few mornings have been the exact same. Wednesday, we had AWIN, which we ended up having a pretty big day on Wednesday. That was my biggest personal day of the week on Wednesday here with AWIN because the afternoon it actually found direction. But in the morning, it was nothing but chop. We chopped all morning, and it finally picked the side in the afternoon. That's what FFIE did yesterday too. FFIE, I was like super, super tiny green in the morning yesterday, and then the afternoon came along, and we were able to flip that completely around. And today's kind of the same story. A lot of these names are super choppy and sideways this morning, but I feel like later in the morning or later today, they might find direction. It's just kind of a matter of just waiting and seeing what's going to come of these setups. I don't know. And I might stay on here a little bit longer today, maybe till a little bit after 11. Maybe if stuff starts to move and we can see if we can't find some direction out there and catch it in the stream. But it's Friday. As you get closer to the end of the day, end of the trading week, volume is going to start to dry up even more. So we'll see. We'll see. But a lot of these names are so overextended. We need this volume to go somewhere else. So you were like, you'll just hold and it'll come back when you're not trading with me. Yeah, you can't do that ever, ever, ever. Because I'm sure as you've learned, it ain't coming back. You might get lucky once or twice, but that's about it. That luck runs out real quick. Not a single time. Yeah, the market owes you nothing. The market is coming at your money. So the sooner you realize everybody's after you in the market, everybody's trying to drain your pockets, you'll be a little bit more careful. It's a big competition. That's all it is, a big competition. There's millions of traders against you in the market. Computers, traders, hedge funds, you got everybody against you. So you got to protect your money. That's why we always say sit back for the perfect opportunity. Don't go chasing things. Don't give somebody your money if you don't have to. Yep, amen. That's right. That's why I think it's so goofy. I go on my TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Everybody's like, man, stick it to the hedge funds, stick it to the man, buy and hold, don't sell, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, they don't care. Nobody gives a crap. You think you're hurting their pockets. Like, nobody's making a difference. So worry about your money. Protect whatever money you got. Because really the only way to make it is just surviving. So don't be an ape. Don't hold and hope. But I go on social media and say that. I get so much hate for saying that. If I'm like, oh, guys, take some profit, manage your risk. They're like, oh, he's getting paid to short this thing. It's like, no, I just know how to manage my risk. NBY getting volume. I've not played NBY in years. I don't think this thing's been hot since 2020. They used to make masks for COVID back in the day. That's when this thing was all pumpy and dumpy back then. Just funny seeing all these old penny stocks start to get some action again. Take a look at it here. You've got range here to the 200 right around 28 cents. How long have I been trading? I've been messing around with it about for 7 years now. About 7 years. Since my first job at 18. Seven, yes. Thought it was 4. I've been teaching for 4. Unfortunately, I didn't come into the market and all of a sudden know everything I know now. Yeah, I've been teaching for 4. I've been running this for 4. Yeah, I don't think you come into the market, you trade for 5 months and say, "Oh, I'm ready to go teach some people something." Oh, no. With this bar mitzvah money, yeah. Actually, my first tax refund, so it's patriotic. There you go. Well, I hate that the penny stocks didn't give us a whole lot today. I mean, you look at FFIE and it's just stuck in this range from 250 back up into the 2.8s, just back and forth, just like yesterday. I mean, you got some turds like NBY trying to get volume. It trades like crap as well. That's not to say we didn't trade them well today. Took wins on all the penny stocks we did play, but there's not much. Yeah, Matt, I agree. It's been popping off in the afternoons. It kind of chops all morning, then it goes. So I'm going to sit here a little bit longer this morning and just see what it wants to do. Maybe we get a decent play on it later. But I'm going to be patient. Just wait. I don't care for NBY. I don't like it. I'm glad we took that profit on AKAN. Look at that. It's already down 50% from the highs. So what I mean, these things take the staircase up and then just jump off a cliff on the other side. You have, I almost said vibing. Juan, just be careful, brother. Definitely don't try and recoup those losses today. If it happens naturally, it happens naturally. I know Stoyan tried to do that yesterday, or was the day before on GameStop, and it worked out for him. But we had a lesson about that last night in the boot camp about why that's so dangerous. I'm really curious what this thing does here. It keeps on getting just chopped around a view up. It's going to go one way or another. Whenever it does, it's going to make a pretty significant move. How much is boot camp? So if you go up to the channel where it says join boot camp, you can actually fill out your information there and you'll get the information. That way, make sure you're a good fit. You got to fill out your trading experience, kind of what you're looking for from trading, what you want to get out of it, all that good stuff. We get a lot of people that apply and they just say like, it's like, what do you want out of trading? They say, I don't know. And then I'm like, okay, well, we're not gonna contact you. If you don't know what you want out of trading, how are you gonna learn anything? So make sure that it's something that you want to learn. Otherwise, you're going to get nothing out of it. Stoyan, it's nothing compared to what you get. Well, I appreciate that, brother. But boot camp is a fun time for sure. If you guys haven't already applied for it, definitely go up, click join boot camp. For the first 4 weeks, there's 2 classes a week. They're about an hour and a half long. And then in the last 4 weeks of that 8-week program, they switch to 3 days a week. Homework as well. So they actually have homework this weekend because some people had some issues last night. So we got to give them homework. Again, keep your eyes on FFIE. I feel like it's going to make a move later in the day, but I feel like what it's going to do first, it's going to trap liquidity over 3 before it actually makes the move later. So I'm just really, really wanting to see what happens here, which is why I'm going to sit here a little bit longer this morning than I usually would. I'm not set on trading, and I'm just curious what happens before the weekend. If it does make a move and I can play it, cool. If not, we traded pretty well today. Are you guys green or red this week? I know we asked about today, but are you guys green or red this week overall? Let me know. I feel like it's going to be an interesting one where it's kind of double-sided here because I feel like some people probably got kind of tugged on with FOMO, maybe did something kind of stupid, which maybe flipped their week red, and otherwise maybe you had a decent green week. I think it can go both ways. Just because there was so much FOMO in the market this week, it's really easy to make those impulsive decisions. Here's the move here on FFIE. Let's watch it. That would be you. Well, you're still green. That's good. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people, and if it happened to you, you don't have to be vocal about it. I understand it's embarrassing, but if it did happen to you this week and you saw something run big, you got FOMO, you chased it, maybe you oversized, maybe you gambled on something, all you can do is learn from it and realize nothing that is not replicable is ever worth your time or your money. If something cannot be replicated long term in the market, it is a waste of your time. And you'll learn that. It's a waste of your time. You can't do it over and over and over long term. It's a waste of your time. So make sure everything you do is replicable. Make sure everything you do can be learned from. And that's why we say just react, don't predict. You cannot replicate a prediction. You chased the GME the day after you took a fat loss. Oh, goodness. Like I said, it's easy to get caught up into the FOMO. Just have to learn to stop yourself in the future. Be careful with FFIE. I feel like it's going to trap longs again up towards the highs. I think we can probably play it later, similar to yesterday, but please be careful. There's the knife off the highs. Yeah, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky, but I do want to watch it. But yeah, 21, I agree. It's going to chop everybody up. People trying to guess which way it's going to go. And it's going to trap Both sides. Seriously, both sides. People are going to say, oh, the top's here at $3. Let's go ahead and open up a short, blah, blah, blah. Then it's going to trap them over 3, trap longs over 3, trap the shorts down there under 3. It's going to do something here. I don't know what it's doing, but I just know it's been sitting here so long. It's already traded 331 million shares today, and it's been sideways all morning. So when it does go, it might go. I mean, it might make a significant move, but I know it's going to be trappy. Prab, I would be careful with Duo only because you got that supply over from pre-market up here in the mid 2s. I like it here on the 1 minute, but you look back at pre-market action and I'd be a little bit weary back there of the supply. I feel like that selling pressure from the upside off the 210s and 220s might be a bit much. Otherwise, it's not a bad look off the 9 EMA if you look at dips off of 183, but I'd be careful trying to play the upside on it. If you want to, take dips down off the 190, risking 183 for a quick pop back up into the low 2s. But anything past that, you're looking at clear sellers to the upside. This thing's going to chop so many people up, man. Which is it's funny, but it's sad at the same time. Just like you look at this, who looks at this and says, oh, yep, let's pick a side here. You'd probably have better odds flipping a coin than trying to pick a side here in FFIE where it currently sits. I mean, it's going to chop everybody up until it actually finds direction here today, which it might be over lunch, it might be later in the day. But until then, it's going to be so choppy. And I'm thankful that we were able to make some money on it earlier, but even then it was super choppy. Do I see it holding over 150 at close today? I don't know. I don't know. There's not much range to the upside up here, so it's hard for me to say. Do I think it'll hold over 150 though? I think 150, I mean that's almost 50% retracement. I don't think you're going to see a dump down below 150 today. It's possible, but that'd be a 50% retracement there. I don't know if that'll happen today or not with how it's holding up here this morning, but yeah, I know you're up a lot on it. I would at least take your initial investment out. That's just my 2 cents. Do what you want to do. But if you take out the initial investment, make it risk-free, let your profits just run. Worst case, you're profitable on it. Just because, like I said, there's not much range left on this. And you can go on social media and see the people that say, oh, just hold, it's going to $10. I can tell you right now, this thing is not going to hit $10. I don't even expect to see 5 on it personally. So, and I almost don't even expect to see it over 3. So take that how you will. Whenever everybody starts talking about a stock, it's usually a good time to start taking some profits. Why would you think it's going to 10? Well, because it's social media and people have zero brain. I just opened my TikTok like 2 seconds ago, and my first comment was, don't sell, man. The squeeze is just getting started. And I'm like, dude. It's like, man, it's so stupid. It is so stupid. Meanwhile, they're like 12 years old, they're still in middle school, and they're on there. It's like, dude, come on. Testing 3, watch the liquidity off of $3. This wall at 3 is absolutely massive. 600,000 shares sitting at $3. Insane. Look at the trap off of 3s again. Who is buying this up here at $3, dude? That's what I want to know. Who says, yeah, this is a good place to go ahead and take an entry? Let's get on in at 295 here. This looks good. Well, let's see what it does over $3. I'm curious if it traps. They're trying to anticipate the break. That's a big break to anticipate, but maybe they... I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Look at the big trap off the highs again. It broke 3 for a split second with quick knife back down to 280. And there's the flush. There's the trap I was looking for. Look at that. 273s already. There's the knife. There's the knife. I knew you'd get it, too. As soon as it broke that 3 at trap longs, just like I said would happen. It's going to get real weird now, yeah. Because the thing is, now it's going to trap shorts on this little trap. Because the thing is, it just stopped out all the longs on the breakback below 3. Shorts are going to pile in because they see the liquidity grab. I can't even talk. The liquidity grab over 3. So now you kind of got both sides strapped here, and I'm really curious which way does it end up going. It's almost just like we're watching TV now. It's like I don't even care if I play it or not. It's just entertaining. It's just entertaining. You just got to think what's happening here. Be like, okay, look at both sides. You got shorts, you got longs. Who's doing what? Put yourself in their shoes. And then you can see why this is kind of just funny to watch. Looking at all these psych levels here. People trying to pick a direction. Duo halted down. Like I said on Duo, we looked at this a few seconds ago whenever Brad brought it up in the chat. And I said I didn't like it because pre-market highs back here would have acted as supply. Big sellers to the upside back here. And now it's halted down. This thing is ugly. You gotta be careful. Nope. Oh my gosh, I cannot type. But yeah, FFIE, it's going to be stuck in this range until it finally confirms buyers to the upside here. If it does. Because now you've got, look at the big wall down there at 275 now. So, you know, I don't... It's so weird the way this thing is going to start to trade here all day. It might even trade sideways all day. I don't know. But I'm going to sit here longer this morning just to see what happens. I'm just really curious. If we get to play it, that'll be awesome. If not, then I'm just going to leave it alone and just kind of watch. And maybe in the meantime, something else shows up that we can play. But for right now, I'm just kind of content. Content with the week. It's been a pretty good week. Had a couple slow days. Now, if it does break back below the 2.6s, I'll be done watching it for the day. As long as it holds over 2.6, I would say longs are actually still in control here, and they can probably get it back up over 3, but we'll have to see what happens here. As long as it holds over 2.6. Still got a fat wall, 275. It's just so crazy. Again, it needs to hold over 260s for it to see upside here, back to 3. I mean, if it can find decent buyers back over 303, then you might have something on it. We'll see. Don't anticipate it, though, whatever you do. Do not jump the gun. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in a pretty gnarly knife if it does that. Yeah, you never know. I mean, you saw how it acted over $3. That thing knifed it quick, what, 40 cents? And I definitely have no intention or reason to play it here in this chop.